So I have no idea how contract work. To this day, I have no idea how it's supposed to work, but I remember one day in December when I was working at Personal Creations, I knew it was getting close to the end of the contract, but I woke up sick as shit. And I'm like, I can't go to work like this. You know, it's 4 a.m. Not even. It was like 3 or 2:30 because I had to be there at 4, and it was in Woodridge, which is like an hour away.
A drive. Yeah, I know.
So here I am at like 2:30 in the morning.
Oh God.
Sick. And I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to go into work today. This is just going to be terrible. I'm going to sit down. It's rainy. I don't want to drive. Fuck this. I haven't taken a single day off in like 4 months at this job. And I know that's not supposed to be something celebrated, but, you know, it's not like I was calling off every week like I did at some jobs. How was I not fired? But then something strikes me. It is 2:30 in the morning. This is a contract. I'm a contractor, and the person who deals with my contract is surely not in the office and is probably asleep at home. Who do I call to say I'm not coming in?
The Ghostbusters?
Ghostbusters.
So I get on. I jump on Google at 2:30, and what's worse, I forgot to mention this part. I had come to the realization that I was too sick and too shit while I was already like partially down 31. I was over by Nick's place, over by Brandywine, when I pulled over, and I'm like, I'm going home.
You were already on your way.
I was already like 3 or 4 minutes away from home when I was like, you know what, this sucks. So I jump on data, and I had really shitty data at the time. So I Google with like the last kilobyte of my data on my phone, Personal Creations number, and I call it up. It turns out Personal Creations is not a local business and is in fact a nationwide business, and I just called the Michigan branch. And someone picked up.
Short story, he says, by the way.
Yeah. Well, hold on. I just like to flourish my stories.
Well, I mean, I've heard this before, but yeah, go on.
So
I'm just saying, I'm enjoying it.
I call up the Michigan branch, thinking it's the Woodridge, because I didn't think there was more than one Personal Creation. And I say, hey, I work in the printing room. My supervisor's name is Ray. I need to send a message to him and tell him that I'm sick and I can't come in today. And she's like, what department are you from? And I said, I'm in the print room. The one over by like the, right around the corner from the parking lot door. And she's like, oh no, this is the corporate office.
You really
I'm
are
like, corporate office? Corporate office? Like, I don't really understand. Like, do you work at a different Personal Creations? And I remember saying, like, there's multiple Personal Creations? She's like, yeah, we're in Michigan, right? Like, oh. And, I'm like, oh, sorry for bothering you. Bye. And I hang up. I don't have any data left on my phone. I can't Google the right number, so I just didn't show up to work. And thought, you know what, I'll explain it fucking tomorrow. Easy. Now, I was told that the contract would last until the 24th. Because Christmas rush, everyone's buying ornaments with their families' names on them. Because they're white trash, and Grisha's kick-ass roll has been sandblasted into a casserole dish.
I was like, shit, my parents would do.
100%. I'm really surprised your mom doesn't have a kick-ass-roll sandblasted casserole dish.
Right.
So I come in the next day. And keeping in mind, this is about an hour drive, and it snowed like fucking 10 inches the night before.
Oh, the fucking snow that you.
So here I am trudging through. I come in, and I go to my workstation, take off my ginormous fucking coat, and Ray comes over and he's like, "Hey dude, what happened yesterday?" And I said, "Oh, sorry, I was sick. But, it's basically an employee way of saying it's all behind us, just forget about it, I'm here now, let's work."
Yeah.
And he said, "Oh, well, yesterday was the last day of your contract." Huh? It's like the 16th. Like, oh yeah, no, we ended the contract a bit early. Yesterday was the last day. We don't need you. I'm like, gee, okay. Here I am at 4 a.m. on a fucking Thursday. Sure, I'll just go home. Now jobless. I learned later from Sean, since he worked at Personal Creations the other shift,
That's right.
that there was a fucking goodie bag of like chocolates and other shit that I missed.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't give me that. They did not give me one of those. It's not like, oh, hey, here's the goodie bag from yesterday. Okay, bye. No. In fact, I left my coat there. I was about halfway home when I had to turn around, go back.
Oh my god.
So the guy had another chance to be like, oh, hey, here's the goodie bag, and he didn't.
What if you go back now and try to get it?
Yeah, go back now. Hey, 4 years ago, God, it's been more than 4 years.
I was going to say.
Like 6 years ago, I worked here in the night shift, and you guys didn't give me a Christmas goodie bag.
I wouldn't call it a Christmas goodie bag. There was like out of season and everything. Like there was shit and all this stuff. How like I still on my bed have like this one like Easter bunny with a carrot, like stuffed animal that came in with it.